From the Ticats Audio Network, this is Ticats Today with Louie Butko.
Yes, it is Ticats Today for a Wednesday, October the 12th, 2022. Thanks for checking us out on the Ticats Audio Network. Louie Butko here with you from Tim Hortons Field, where the Ticats just wrapping up their final practice of the week ahead of Friday's game in Calgary when they take on the Stampeders. Of course, you can catch that game right here on the Ticats Audio Network. 9:30 kickoff, 8:30 with Tiger Cats pregame as Bubba O'Neill and Andy Fantu is getting you set for that one. Speaking of the Ticats Audio Network, you can always subscribe, leave a comment, let us know how we're doing. You can email us gameday at ticats.ca. And like I said, check us out as there's this show and any other great shows, including a brand new episode of the Coach O Show with Luke Tasker, available now, and a new episode of the CFL This Week, which will be dropping shortly on the platform. And you can tune in later this week on a brand new Speaking with the Enemy when I check in with the Calgary Sun's Danny Austin to get the other side of the story ahead of Friday's game. Coming up on today's show, we're going to hear from Coach O. We'll hear from Malik Carney. We'll hear from Lawrence Woods III, and I'll go one-on-one with the running backs coach of the Ticats. That is Coach Jarryd Baines. So we'll talk to Coach JB coming up here on today's show. Ticats fans, it's time to ride on our strength from now until Thursday. Purchase 4 eligible Hercules passenger or light truck tires to receive a $100 Ticats rewards card and be entered to win our road trip sweepstakes. Available at participating Active Green and Ross, Ontario locations, or visit HerculesTires.com/AGR rewards. All right, time to get to our news and notes. You might have heard it on yesterday's show. I was practically begging the powers that be at the CFL to name Wes Hills a top performer. They listened. Well, likely not, but they did name him one anyway. They also named Malik Carney a top performer. Yeah, Ticats taking 2 of the 3 spots in the CFL's top performers for Week 18 as Wes Hills, whose 25 carry, 132-yard rushing game was enough for the number 2 top performer, and Malik Carney, who had 4 defensive tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, and a career-high 3 sacks. He was named the 3rd top performer. Dalton Schoen finished first in voting as the players were chosen by a panel of judges made up of Matt Dunnigan and Pierre Vercheval of RDS, who independently send their selections to the CFL League office. That's how that works. I'm just going to take credit and say they listened to me as they become the 3rd and 4th Ticat, respectively, to be named a top performer in the week. Also, going on today, or happening today, officially announced. We were actually talking about this with Courtney Stephen, Director of Community Partnerships, last month when it was posted on social media. But officially announced, as the Ticats have announced a revamped high school mentorship program. You might have heard us talk about it on the show. Malik Carney is actually going to be part of the game that's happening today. I believe it's Bernie Custis and Sir Alan McNabb, and we'll bring you coverage of that on tomorrow's show. But yeah, the 9th season of the high school mentorship program, and it's powered by Stelco this year, and they've contributed $10,000 to the program in the form of 5 $2,000 bursaries, which will be awarded to local high school students who are in their final year. And that includes the Chuck Ely Black and Gold Award that will be awarded to black student athletes that exemplify the undefeated spirit of its namesake through commitment, equity, community, respect, and sportsmanship. And then there's the Made in the Hammer Award that will be given to student athletes that embody Hamilton Sports Group and Stelco's values of commitment, leadership, community service, sportsmanship, and a heart of steel. And to nominate a player, you can go to ticats.ca, and for more information on the high school mentorship program, also where you can go, ticats.ca. As Ticat players have been going over 20, I was talking about this with Courtney Stevens today, more than 20 different high schools in both Hamilton and Burlington. And this is the 9th year of the program, so very cool. Malik Carney is part of that. As mentioned, we're going to hear from him in just a second, but let's start with the head coach and president of football ops. Here's what Orlondo Steinauer had to say after practice today.
Go to work. It's a process. That's it. Go to work, go to the meetings, and go out on the field. Have fun, work hard, stay humble and hardworking, and just know we're going to be in for a battle. and prepare. That's how we go about it. I don't know if it gets easier because it's always different. I think there's always challenging. Might be a better word there. But other than that, it's an uncontrollable factor. You know, people that can play will be able to play, and those that can't. Sometimes, you know, you're faced with all kind of scenarios. Sometimes people are, you know, expecting a baby. Sometimes somebody's mother's sick. Sometimes they're injured. And so it all results in the same as they may not play. So whatever it looks like, mentally we're prepared, meaning no excuses. We're going to go out and control what we can control, but it's always challenging. Yeah, well, from my perspective, two Hamilton Tiger Cats were selected, right? It's the ultimate team sport. They can't get it done without their teammates. I do think it's fun to reflect back when people have great individual performances, but I think they'd be the first to congratulate their teammates also. So it's nice to get Hamilton recognized. Proud of both of them and their individual efforts. Just an interesting game because you can't get it done alone. So, but we always talk about play opportunities and plays made. And when they had an opportunity, they made their plays. So it's nice for them to get credit. I just approach it personally, like how many times have we lost out there this year? Same amount of times that we've won. That's how we approach it. Has no bearing on this game.
That being said, you haven't won on the road yet this year.
Yeah.
That's something that is acknowledged in the room?
Everybody's aware of, where we've gotten our wins. It's up to me to address these type of questions. That's not something we focus on in our meeting time.
That is the head coach and president of football ops, Orlondo Steinauer, as we caught up with him after practice today. Also had a chance to catch up with Malik Carney, who, as we mentioned, was named a CFL top performer for Week 18, and asked him about his big game. Here's what he had to say.
I think that's just a momentum swing for us, leading into the next game, just building on it brick by brick, getting after the quarterback, reading their tendencies and just doing the same thing that we've been doing as the beginning of the season to now, just staying consistent, just keep putting my best foot forward. Yeah, that's always great to see that team step, but the most important is the win. Once we get that win, we can, pat ourselves on the back, but it's always corrections to be made. And, once we get those corrections, it's always, moving forward. Just from last year to now, just making the adjustments, that yard off, making my adjustments, widening, tightening, just playing ball. At the end of the day, to me, it's just football. And, I feel like I got a good dial on the differences between American ball and Canadian ball. It's just football to me. When I talk about the D-line, I don't even think of the D-line. I think experience. We got a lot of guys in there that's older, a lot of veteran guys that knows ball. And, we just feed off each other and a lot of energy. Probably just as every other team, that front line, whether it's offensive line or defensive line, the team usually goes as that line goes. And, we just try to lead and just do our thing up front. I look at all those guys as leaders, just as myself. Everybody don't have to be a vocal leader. Some guys lead by example. But when it's time something to be said, those guys usually step up and say it. And, that's what we need, And whether it's a younger guy or older guy, if it's something that needs to be corrected or checked at that moment, anyone has the floor to do so. That's what a team is all about, being accountable and holding each other to that standard.
What do you expect to see out of this Calgary offense Friday?
I expect them to bring their best because we sure will.
That is Malik Carney as we caught up with him after practice today. Freshly named a CFL top performer, joining teammate Wes Hills as players getting honored in Week 18. Wes Hills had a big game, and we'll talk to his running backs coach in just a second. That's Coach Jarryd Baines. But before we go, and a reminder, full scrums are always available at ticats.ca. Before we wrap up, we did have a chance to catch up with Lawrence Woods III, who made his impact in his return to the lineup last week. And here's what he had to say about getting back in the lineup and looking ahead to this week's matchup in Calgary.
Man, it was exhilarating. It was great. Having to sit out these amount of weeks or whatever, it felt like home again. It felt like it was a missing piece that was put back in. It just worked out well. So honestly, the main thing, keeping the main thing the main thing. when I'm back there, make sure I catch the ball cleanly, you know, and having like the right reads and make sure I'm running the right plays when we're out there. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be as successful as I am without them. You know, the 11 other guys putting their heart on the line, their butt on the line, and they won't never be in the newspaper for it. You know, I'll always get the song so light about it, but honestly, without them, I wouldn't be able to do what I could do. Honestly, it just get me fired up because, like, all right, now it's my time to make my play. You know, like, I'm sitting out, you know what I'm saying, watching offense and defense, and it's like, all right, it's about my time, you know what I'm saying, start getting ready, like, starting to flick the light on, like, let's go, you know what I'm saying. Honestly, just approaching each week, and we want to be 1-0. That's all, honestly. You know, we don't want to look further into the future. We just want to, or look back into the past. We want to step forward and keep going each time we step on the field. I mean, it just felt good, you know, especially winning at home, you know, always protecting the hammer, winning at home, and then giving us that confidence to go win on the road, you know, go give that confidence to do something that we haven't done yet, but to spark it, you know. It gave us that little spark of confidence and boost that we need. I mean, I've definitely, like, seen, like, stuff on, like, Twitter, you know, stuff like that. But, like, honestly, it hasn't really been mentioned, like, around the room or locker room just because it's, like, it's another opponent, you know. We're going to go in and we're going to try to win regardless. Like, regardless of what the past say and what happened back then, we're going to try to come in and win each and every time.
And that is Lawrence Woods III as we caught up with him after practice. And Lawrence Woods in kick return yards right now is number 1 in the league. Yeah, he's got 746 yards off kick returns, 761 off kickoff returns. That's good for 4th in the kickoff returns category, but yeah, Lawrence Woods having an impact this year for sure for the Hamilton Tiger Cats, and you know, averaging 14 yards per return on punt returns, 23 yards on kick returns, both near the top of the league. So he's got 3 games. He could still make a strong case for Special Teams Player of the Year, especially if he can break out another touchdown or 2 in these last 3 weeks. You know, I wouldn't be surprised, despite the fact he's missed some time. He's definitely had an impact on the Ticats return game. And again, as you heard there, giving a lot of credit to his teammates, the other guys who play on special teams. All right, very pleased to be joined by the running backs coach of the Ticats. That is Coach Jarryd Baines. And Coach, big game for West Hills, 132 yards, 25 carries. What did it mean to you to see him have a game like that?
Yeah, he ran hard, ran physical. I know he, in the media, proclaimed that he would do it beforehand, and I thought he lived up to kind of what he said. And, you know, I think, you know, he kind of played to our expectations. I thought he kind of stood on the shoulders of other players before us. Don did a great job before him. Earls has done a great job before him, and I think he, you know, lived up to the standard that he had set for himself in practice. And I think he played physical, played hard, and was a great asset for us in the run game as well as the protection.
It takes the right kind of guy to buy in to what you're asking your running backs to do, really. The last 2 years, Donnie J switching off, Wes. I mean, Wes had to sit and watch a long time. It took patience. He admitted that. And now Don's going through that. Is it fair to say that not every player could handle what you're asking them to do?
Yeah, it's tough, especially when, you know, you've been on the sidelines for that long. You know, in Wes's case and with Don's case as well, I think what we get from both of them, they both are pros. They're both pros, and they both understand their role in the team, whether it's starting, whether it's not starting. They both provide energy every day. They both provide an element of leadership in what they do. So I think definitely it is tough, but I think they both are great men, first of all. They're both great teammates, second of all. So I think they naturally understand their role and have done a great job in whatever we give to them week to week.
Wes's size is just downhill power. Was that something you always knew he had, or was, especially the last few games, is it something that's emerged that this offense might have bit more options than maybe it did at the beginning of the year?
Oh, we knew. No, we knew it was there. No, we knew it was there, and it's. I think with the nature of the business and the nature of practice, where a lot of practices are unpadded, and even when they are padded, you're trying to protect each other. It doesn't show sometimes in practice, which is natural, but we knew it was there, and I think we waiting to unleash the beast a little bit. Like I said, Don had done a great job for us. So when the decision was made, we knew it was coming, and we were excited to see it. We definitely knew it was there. I think you can go back to his tape at Slippery Rock, go back to his tape when he was with the Redskins, and I think it would be reflective of what we saw in the last 2 weeks. It's been there, it's always been there, and we knew it was coming. So it was fun to see.
The O-line, obviously a super important part of any offense, especially the run game. What have you seen from that group, and how have you and Coach Gibson collaborated in making sure that you can get the best out of the guys you dress out there?
Yeah, full credit to the O-line. Realistically, we would not be able to put up whatever it was, 135 yards without their signals, their calls, their understanding of defenses, their understanding of fronts and front movements. So full marks to them. They get as much credit as Wes would get for his running, and he would be the first to give them that credit, I would hope. With myself and Coach Gibb, we will definitely try to design plays that are going to be best for that week. But again, within the game, they have to react to what they're seeing. The addition of Beard, the expansion of the knowledge of Coulter, Woodmansey, the experience of Rev, and our tackles, Riley and Colin Kelly playing at a high level really makes it easy for us in the back end. We're kind of just following their lead back there in the run game. It makes it really easy for us.
What have you learned about yourself as a coach this year?
It's just as I move positions from receivers to running backs, I think I've learned more and more. I kind of learn each week a new thing, and it's things that you don't think about in the offseason. I guess what I've learned about myself, it's a good question. What I've learned about myself is just patience. Patience sometimes, I think, you always want to get the quick fix, but I think naturally as you deal with athletes and you deal with a game where there's a lot of moving pieces and nothing is going to be 100% certain, you just have to show patience. And I think maybe where at times I was a little too agitated last year to try to make things right now, I think patience is something that I've really have tried to be cognizant of this year, and it doesn't have to happen right now. It's just something we've got to work through as the days go along.
We've heard the players express their confidence in this group. Why are the coaches confident that this group can make the playoffs and make a run in the playoffs?
The talent level is there. The talent level is there. I think for the players, why we believe in them is they have continuously throughout the season, we've had some unfortunate losses, but throughout there's been no question of the effort and the desire to win from the team. I think it's just a matter of us putting all the pieces together and then letting us roll from there. So I think we're doing it. We've done a great job these past few weeks. I think, like I said, the effort is there, the physicality is there. We just need to continue to let things roll downhill and let this thing snowball into the playoffs.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you very much.
And my thanks to Coach Jarryd Baines, running backs coach for the Ticats, for joining me today. My thanks to you as well, because we could not do the show without you, and so we very much appreciate it. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode of this show or any of the other great shows on the Ticats audio network. Hey, you could win a trip to the Ticats October 29th away game in Ottawa with Journey Rewards. Simply hit ticats.ca/journey-rewards to enter to win 2 tickets on Via Rail, hotel, and game tickets, plus a chance at other prizes, including an autographed Ticats jersey or $250 gift card to the Ticats shop. Go on the road with the Ticats to Ottawa with Journey Rewards. All right, that'll do it for us today. We are back tomorrow, same time, same place, right here on the Ticats Audio Network, when the CFL and TSN's Glenn Suter joins us, and also gets a brand new episode of Speaking with the Enemy, dropping with the Calgary Suns' Danny Austin, dropping as well on the Ticats Audio Network. From all of us here, I'm Louie Butko. Hoping you have a great day.
Ticats Today can be heard every weekday, and we would like to hear from you. Email us at gameday@ticats.ca. Have a question or an opinion? We want to hear it. That's gameday@ticats.ca. Subscribe to the Ticats Audio Network on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts.